Alan here, and I'm not too far from Butte, Montana, off down in that direction. Now, Butte has a wild history. It's a mining town, a lot of drinking and fighting. That's what Butte's known for. If you're from Butte, it's already a given that you grew up tough. And a lot of Montana is like that. The drinking and fighting is the culture of the Wild West, and Montana doing its best to live up to that. And I grew up in that. And while I was never a big drinker, yeah, I partook in some of the fighting that Montanans are known for. But I really want to tell you, it's not worth it. Now, just recently we had an incident that shows that clearly. If you're familiar with the Wake Forest University assistant basketball coach Jones and what happened in New York City. If you don't know about it, there was a man from Florida. He was a tourist up in New York, and apparently he was drinking a little too much, and he went out and he thought a vehicle was his Uber, so he started hitting it or kicking it or something. Well, Coach Jones didn't like that. He got out of the car, he punched the Florida man. The Florida man fell, hit his head, and ended up dying. And now Coach Jones has been arrested. Now, I wrote about a similar incident over 20 years ago. My first book with Paladin Press, Hard-Won Wisdom, I wrote in there about an incident that happened out in Portland that was very similar. A fight in a bar, a guy went down, hit his head, died. And it's not real new because in the book I also wrote about Jailhouse Rock. You ever see the movie with Elvis Presley? The beginning of the movie, fight breaks out, Elvis hit the guy fell, hit his head, died. Elvis Presley ends up in prison. But you know, life isn't like the movies. You don't go to prison and then get out and be a rock star, famous Elvis, singing about Jailhouse Blues. In real life, these situations destroy a lot of people. We have the family and friends of the Florida man who were killed. Okay, it ripples throughout all of those people. Now we have Coach Jones being arrested. What will happen to him, I don't know yet. They've talked about that they may increase the charges that were initially filed against him because the man died. But that has destroyed his and his family and his friends. It ripples out and it affects so many people for something that didn't have to happen. Now, I teach self-defense. I teach people how to defend themselves, protect themselves when it's absolutely necessary. When it's not necessary because it's in a bar and egos are involved, or somebody pounded on your car and made you mad because they were being obnoxious. So many times it's not necessary, and it can have dire consequences. Did Coach Jones intend to kill that person? No, but it happened that fast and that quick, and he's not the only one it's happened to, and it'll probably happen again because we don't seem to learn that there's dire consequences for being physical with people. And all it takes is stepping back, checking our egos, realizing what's really important, and avoiding and staying out of those kind of confrontations. So that's my message today, is avoid those confrontations you don't have to engage in, because the consequences can be more than you expect and more than you want to live for if you happen to be the person that lives through it. So check your emotions, check your ego, and let's try to avoid violence. That is the surest way to win and stay safe so we can enjoy life safely.